At first, Chrisean Rock's rise from a challenging childhood to the dazzling heights of stardom seemed like a welcome reprieve from her past. But following a series of scandals, mental health problems, and a recent arrest, her once strong fan base has become disenchanted. This film will walk you through the tragic and fascinating story of Chrisean Rock's rise and fall on Blue Girls Club. When Chrisean initially caught Blue's interest in 2020, the story begins. Chrisean's bold demeanor made her stand out when she initially arrived. She wasn't playing around. She was determined to gain Blueface's affection and would stop at nothing to do it. As the weeks passed, spectators began to support Chrisean as his strong energy captured Blueface's attention. Lockdowns around the world coincided with the debut of Blueface's exclusive reality dating show, Girls Club. When Blueface first envisioned the show, he invited a group of women to compete for a month in his house, with his devotion as the grand prize expected her to win the championship. But when Blueface's baby mama, Jaden Alexis, joined the cast, the drama on the show turned into something more intense. After a sour rivalry between Chrisean and Alexis, Chrisean lost her front teeth in a fame-seeking incident. What happened at this notorious moment? During an intense altercation, Alexis despised Chrisean's increasing closeness to Blueface, and jealousy began to rise. Chrisean was dressed and only Chrisean decided to embrace the experience with comedy, making jokes about it and adopting the moniker Big Baby Blueface, rather than withdrawing in shame after her socks dropped on the floor and struck a little statue. Chrisean decided not to buy her unique appearance, even though he promised to pay for a permanent replacement. Their turbulent relationship, which is regarded as one of the most toxic in recent memory, was solidified by her attractiveness and rising public profile before going further. Understanding Chrisean's challenging childhood prior to their tumultuous drama is crucial. She was one of 7 children born in Baltimore, Maryland, to a violent father who was frequently incarcerated, but never missed a chance to mistreat his family. Chrisean found comfort in sports, especially track and field, and eventually became a Division I athlete, a rare bright spot that helped her cope with the trauma she endured as a child, which included physical abuse and homelessness starting, at age 9, provided a place of safety and optimism while enrolled at Santa Monica College. In 2021, she won a $10,000 award on the Fox TV show Ultimate Tag, which gave her hope for a bright future and her life a startling turn. But once she made an appearance on Blue Girls Club and signed to Blueface's company, the music business finally took notice. In 2022, she released her debut single, Lonely, starring Blueface and Vibe. The song garnered over 5 million Spotify plays, solidifying her as a rising star in addition to her career. When Chrisean broke into Blueface's house, cut herself, and wrote "I love Blue" in her own blood on the wall, Blueface's social media posts in February 2022 were the first public signs that Chrisean and Blueface were having issues. Blueface accused her of taking his G-Wagon and using it to distribute crack cocaine, and this terrible act of desperation happened during one of their many breakups. Additionally, Blueface called the affair a fatal attraction-style drama in his disclosed phone texts. He pleaded with her to change his course during the tense exchange, but Chrisean's responses revealed stubbornness and paranoia. Notwithstanding these issues, the pair reconciled in May 2022. However, on that same year's Memorial Day, Blueface's sister Kay Miller and mother, Carrara Seafall, engaged Christian in a violent argument in public. There was a lot of backlash after Carissa shared images of her face bruises online, condemning Chrisean and Blueface for their behavior and declaring she would never. There was more drama to come. Blueface was arrested after police intervened after Chrisean allegedly attacked her during a party in Arizona in August 2022. Only 1 month before a different violent episode, this incident caused a huge media frenzy. Chrisean said that Blueface had beaten her and their mother during the altercation, which led to her being admitted to the hospital. Chrisean eventually used Blueface's family's violence and disdain as justification for her conduct. Chrisean Rock's narrative exemplifies how prior trauma, poisonous relationships, and public attention may combine with devastating results. It is a tangled web of anguish, ambition, love, and violence. During a family get-together, Chrisean's father delivered the initial blow to Blueface, which was captured on tape. The family quarrels with Christian's father. When Chrisean publicly humiliated his mother and sister, Blueface, however, stayed by her side. She defended her lover in a string of since-deleted tweets, demonstrating her loyalty. Chrisean revealed in one post that her father had long been targeted for murder. She also related a horrifying childhood recollection of her father beating her mother for screaming too loudly and tying her up in the woods. This man had gone to lengths to harm his family. In September of 2022, Chrisean Rock and Blueface made headlines once more because a late-night dispute on the streets of Los Angeles quickly turned into a brawl for all the wrong reasons, and Blueface's fist ultimately slashed Chrisean's lips. In a startling change of events, Chrisean openly repudiated her accusations of domestic violence during an Instagram live broadcast a few days after the image quickly went viral on Twitter and received significant condemnation. She said that she had a mental breakdown and had consumed too much alcohol. "I had a bad trip yesterday trying to jump out of a car on the highway," she said, adding that Blue was trying to stop me from jumping, so I just blacked out. She even tried to jump out of a moving car on the highway. That was just one episode in a year packed with drama, and 2023 only intensified the chaos. Chrisean's announcement on the No For podcast that she was pregnant with Blueface's child caused further controversy. She also openly admitted to having several abortions while they were together. When questioned about having a child with Blueface, she stated bluntly, "I'm not married," highlighting the nuanced nature of their relationship. More controversy was generated by her pregnancy, especially after footage from the reality show Crazy in Love revealed Chrisean using marijuana while obviously pregnant. After admitting to killing about 3 of them, she said, "I'm keeping the baby this time." Blueface joined the discussion on social media to support the practice even after contacting Child Protective Services, stating, "Many women smoke marijuana until their last trimester. There is no effect. I'm only using the messenger, so don't shoot it." Viewers were divided by his remarks, but Chrisean seemed unconcerned. When Blueface wanted a DNA test to prove paternity, a move that was ridiculed online, the situation came to a head. But after completing the test, she talked on Instagram Live about her concerns and the encouraging results. But the story took a sharp turn a few months later in December 2023, when Blueface startled fans by claiming that the Platform X DNA test had shown he was not Chrisean Jr.'s father. In a series of posts, he described how he had secretly done the test and expressed both bittersweet relief at the revelation, even though he had referred to the child as his son, and intervened to ensure the baby's safety in instances such as one after seeing Chrisean abuse the infant at Walmart, Blueface found closure. However, Chrisean's legal problems deteriorated in August 2023 when she and an online user called Vicky got into a physical brawl after Vicky liked a TikTok post about Chrisean. Vicky apologized, but Chrisean attacked her and caused obvious injuries, resulted in a lawsuit and Chrisean's arrest, and as Blueface briefly shared a now-deleted tweet about the incident, the internet was ablaze with opposing opinions. Chrisean refused to issue an apology, instead using Instagram Live to refute what she described as a false narrative and assert that the tale was being fabricated against her. In November 2023, Chrisean got into a fight with James Davis, Tamar Braxton's backup singer, while intoxicated and smelling of marijuana. Chrisean allegedly struck Davis in the face during the heated altercation, resulting in bloody injuries and a chipped tooth that needed medical attention. She vehemently defended herself against the charges that were around her throughout the highs and lows of the public tale of Chrisean Rock and Blueface. "I've been through this before, and I know how it goes a certain way with a false narrative," she added, brushing it off as seeking influence. "Honestly, I need to start defending my name." A complex network of devotion, brutality, fragility, and unrelenting drama is shown by Chrisean Rock and Blueface's public narrative, which both enthralls and divides their fan base. But when footage appeared showing Chrisean Rock walking onto the stage as Tamar Braxton sang Love and War, the truth quickly became apparent. Chrisean was seen twerking in another film as he posed for photos with Toni Braxton and Tamar. Chrisean's denials only became flimsy when the camera zoomed in on Tamar's face, which was plainly filled with disdain. Rather, she persisted undeterred, seeking notoriety and power. In April, everything abruptly changed.